kind of hard to see soft tissue because this is an x-ray, but we can kind of get a sense of maybe something is still there. Okay, but overall in a side view of the tibia and the fibula, no fractures unforeseen. So with usually I'm diagnosing this partial. It may be torn up higher, but usually regardless, even if it was torn down here, we've been treating these a lot non-operatively, because with any type of surgery, anytime you open up the skin and whatnot, there's risk for infection, risk for wound complications and whatnot. Okay, and usually a typical protocol with rehab is the same exactly if you don't do surgery or you do surgery. It's pretty extensive and it's pretty arduous and long, but we're getting a short-term gain for long-term results.
Right.
Okay. I think it is warranted to at least see where it is. I think an MRI may be warranted.
I figured, yeah.
I'm gonna talk to one of my colleagues here and see if they agree with me. It's just I don't think there's just full blown, just torn and it's incomplete. But the where it's complete, the Thompson test where I'm pushing on the calf is a little concerning. But yeah, that's kind of where we stand.
Warriors, come out to play.
I got my results back. I got my results back from the doctor, from the MRI that I was able to actually schedule the same day as my appointment. So from the first episode, this is me coming back with the actual results that I got yesterday. So, a lot of doctor jargon, but the basis of it is that I have a 1.3 centimeter gap in my tendon, about a ½ inch gap from. So it's a high-grade tear, high-grade partial tear, located 7.8 centimeters proximal to its os calcis insertion, and a 1.3 centimeter gap. So not a full tear, as I was hoping for. The doctors were actually happy with that. No surgery is needed, so thank God for that. But yeah, so the recovery process is the same whether it's a full tear or a partial tear. So after I got the news, I had to sit down. I had to meditate on it, see how I really felt, see how that was really affecting me. So this morning, I laid down on my little therapy couch back here, and this is my office, by the way. And yeah, so I laid down and I thought about what that really meant, with that new news. Like I said in the last episode, it's not really going to change anything, but it gave me a new approach. I now had actual results. I knew exactly what was going on. And so it was funny because when I was on the MRI table, I actually took that as time to meditate anyway, because it's a big loud machine that you basically, they slide you into, and you need to remain still no matter what happens, so that they can get the proper results. And if anything, meditation has actually taught me like how to slow my heart rate, to be able to take things as they are, external noise and all that stuff, and still be able to kind of stay focused. So I laid down this morning and I made a list. I took this as a time to be grateful for the news that I got, and made a list of 5 things that I was grateful for and 3 things, or what I consider good or bad from the situation. And I'll share that with you guys now. So one of the things, as far as like my method of meditation, there's a lot of different things that I actually do. I will either just sit on the couch, or I'll lay down sometimes, or I'll lay on the floor. Sometimes I'll go for a walk, but I normally like to sit in the silence. I like to sit in the silence now because actually, I make guided meditations for people, so I have a lot of access to a lot of good music and things that I can use, and I use my own voice for the guided meditations as well. So today we will be exploring affirmations of gratitude. Affirmations offer inspiration and support in building the capacity to identify and remember gratitude each day. If you're into that kind of thing, check out SOS the Sound Lounge. I'll leave a link in the description. That was my first YouTube channel, or is my first YouTube channel. I used to time myself. I'll give myself about 15, 20 minutes on a timer. And now I'm to the point where I know exactly what 15 to 20 minutes feels like. So that's kind of cool. So I don't have to set a timer to stop. I'll just do like a stopwatch. And I'm normally around that, 15 to 20 minute line. So, but yeah, I'll just relax my body and I'll give myself the space to, kind of pick up thoughts, because like I said before, we are actually not our thoughts. So you have a chance to, pick them up like blocks, like a kid plays with toys and, hey, what's this thought? What's this? Play with it, see how you feel about it, and kind of move on. So these were 5 things that I picked up good from the news, kind of rearranging my perspective, and 3 things that I thought were bad. So the first thing that I thought of, it was the actual diagnosis itself. It could have been worse. It's only a 1/2 inch gap, 1.3 centimeters. But if you think about it, it's really not that big, but it's enough. It's enough to have to make you sit down. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6'3", about 225, and I rely on my strength and stability in my legs. So if there's a gap there, if there's a tear there, you got to sit down, let it heal before you move on. So it really could have been worse. It could have been a full tear. Athletes go through way worse. So I'm actually very grateful that it's not as bad as it could be. You know what I'm saying? I've also seen worse. But I thought about it in reflection of when the accident actually happened. It's more of a shock than anything. It shocks you when you hear a big pop and you don't know where it's coming from, and there's just maybe not even immediate pain, but sometimes what you think the situation is in the moment is way worse than what it actually is, which is another good point about meditation is. You can give yourself the chance to relax. You can give yourself the chance to take a step back from what's going on and really assess the situation. So I've had a lot of time to do that. This is actually Saturday, January 13th, Saturday morning. So it's been exactly 1 week since the accident. But yeah, I've had a lot of time to think about it, and it could have been way worse. So I'm grateful for that. The second thing that I came up with is I work from home. Like I said, my job allows me to work from home almost full time. The only time I ever go in is during meetings and stuff like that. So, like where they have management meetings. So I'm not required to go into the office a lot, which is always great, especially because I'm in Colorado. It's actually, let me see here. It's actually -3 degrees right now in Colorado. But I love it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be outside. My job is not to be outside. And I don't have to go in when I want to. So I have that flexibility. The money doesn't stop is what I'm trying to say is how I provide, for my family is doesn't have to stop, which is great. And speaking of, I have a loving and supportive network. I let my people know what happened. First off, when the accident actually happened in the gym, my teammates came to me, my coaches came to me and made sure that I was okay. Got me away from any other danger. It was just on me to get myself home at that point. But shout out to my coaches and to my team. I got Travis. He actually works in it's not physical therapy, but it's prehab and rehab. So he helps people get back from physical situations, incidents that happen, surgeries and stuff like that. And also helps prevent things like that. So this is a good opportunity for us to even, get to work together, kind of going forward. He already let me know that he'd be willing to come to the house and help me there. So, shout out to him. He's always got my back. And, my wife was first on the scene when I came home. You know what I'm saying? She was able to help me carry my stuff up to the crib. And I'm on the 3rd floor. So, of course, I'm not running up the stairs or nothing, so she carried my stuff, made sure that I had everything I needed when I came home, helped me with, recovery around the house as best I could, bringing me food and everything, and just taking care of the things that I couldn't take care of right away. You know what I'm saying? Which is what you want in a partner. And, I let my parents know, my family back home in Ohio, and, both my parents, one of the first things they said was, if we need to come up, we will. which is great because, at first I'm like, well, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just us here. But my wife is pregnant, and I'm injured, so and we have people around us here, but which also they checked in with us too. But with your family, just the fact that they will offer to come out to see you, to help you, you should be grateful for. So, in my frustration and in my independence, or trying to hold on to my independence, I didn't want anybody to really come around me and have to see me like this. But, the fact that they were even willing to say, we'll jump on a plane and come out there, or we'll help you with whatever, you got to be grateful for that. So, definitely shout out to the family. And lastly, man, number 5 is, the same day that I had to go in and get my MRI, my wife had to go get her second ultrasound, to make sure everything was okay. And we were able to make sure everything was okay because we found out that it is a viable pregnancy. She's 8 weeks currently, and you can actually hear the baby's heart rate, the heartbeat, which they were able to hear it. I don't think my wife was at the time, but because it's so small, it's about the size of a kidney bean kind of thing is what they're telling us. So, but man, so the baby's heart rate is like 150 beats per minute, which is, I guess, I don't know if that's average or above average, but I mean, it's the fact that it's there, man, I'm ecstatic. I think that's really, really cool. So, my baby got a strong heartbeat. That's what's up. So, yeah, I mean, that should really be at the top of the list because I told my wife I wanted to be there for every appointment that she went to. And because of my own, situation, I'm not able to be there for the second one. I'm like, damn. So, I was really upset with myself there, but, there's going to be 1,000 doctor's appointments and I just want to be as active as I can. So, man, that should be at the top of the list, but yeah, so things are going good so far. But the 3 things that I had looked at that were kind of on the downside was, I'm benched from competitions for a few months. They told me the road to recovery was several months. But, I heard that and I was like, I'm not super excited about that, and maybe I'll be able to share a little bit of a clip from that. But, yeah, I had things that I wanted to do for this year, competition wise. But I don't get paid to fight. Let's start there, man. I don't. I'm an amateur at best when it comes to the actual, like, where I'm at in anybody's rankings. I just do tournaments for now. I don't really have a desire to get in a cage or anything like that. I'll get in the ring because kickboxing and boxing, that's my main kind of forte. If I had to break it down, but I don't get paid to fight. I fight for for the self-development of it, for the honor of it, for the betterment of it, and because I want to teach. I want to be able to teach, kids or adults or whoever, self-defense. That was one of the goals I was working on for this year as well. And I heard not too long after the accident that one of the kind of like daycare programs, school programs wanted to bring me on, but I'm benched for a little while, so now I gotta figure out how I can maneuver around that. But yeah, I'm just not gonna be able to compete for a while. I'm not gonna be able to move the way I desire for a while. So that was actually the second thing is, one of the opportunities that I had, I won't be able to jump into right away. Now, I do believe that everything that is for you will come to you and will wait for you. So, I know it's still going to be there. I just can't jump into it as fast as I want to. Which is another thing I had to realize is, this isn't a no. It's just not not right now. It's not a no. It's just not right now. So I got to work around that. And the third thing is, man, I just got to stay in the house. I'm an outdoor cat, is what I always say. I just have to stay in the house for a little bit, but I just can't drive the way I want to. But what I've always realized is during these times where I have to be indoors, where I have to sit down, it's normally when I set myself up for it's a good preparation time for what I have to do for the back half of the year. You know what I'm saying? Last year, it was me getting laid off from my job in February, at the end of February, 2 months into 2023, and I get laid off and I'm not working for 5 months. But I have to, I got my savings, I got, my wife is still working, I got the opportunity to start looking to do something that I really wanted to do, which is how I got my job where I am now. You know, which I'm working from home still, so that's cool. You know, so it's just really just breaking down where your roadblocks are and where you can actually see opportunity and what that looks like. You know, so that's really it. And what I wanted the title of this kind of episode was being grateful for the fall, because when you're grateful for the fall, you have a chance to realize what you still have, what you still can hold on to. And the fact that I even have the opportunity to let you guys in on what's going on with me, man, I'm extremely grateful for that, because hopefully you can learn something from me. One, stretch. Make sure you are fully warmed up before you go into any type of fitness situation, because, you know, little accidents like that can happen all the time. So, you know, an Achilles tear, I hear, is actually pretty common in, like, you know, football, basketball, martial arts, you know, whatever. So it happens, but it's something that can be gotten over. I don't have to retire or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to go pro, but I just love competition now. I didn't used to, but now I do. You know, because it's you get to meet new people. You know what I'm saying? You get to meet new friends and do a lot of cool stuff. So one of the quotes that I wanted to leave off with, man, was when you a quote from Marcus Aurelius: "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, and to love." Man, so I just wanted to make this like a little gratitude list to start my day off, man. Get some meditation in, get my mind right, because I actually plan on going to the gym today. Hopefully I'll be able to show some footage of that a little bit later on. But yeah, this is exactly 1 week from the accident, so I just gave my body a chance to rest and elevate and ice and get my mind right and all that stuff. But now it's time to get back to work, like I said. So yeah, check out some of the gym footage a little bit later. And this pretty much rounds out what I want to do, man. This is basically episode 2. And just check out the journey and check out, you know, what I learned along the way. Hopefully it's something that I can show along the way. And check out the rest of our episodes, man, because I'm sure a lot of what I'm going to be going through is going to be tied back to that as well. Actually, even just the act of meditation today, sitting in the silence, we should have an episode that we just released maybe a week or so back called, you know, Sitting in the Silence. So definitely check that out. And remember, it's always better to be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in a war. Check you guys next time. Peace.